Welcome to the Gus Salva Perspective, a videocast that elevates the notion of gratitude and abundance over the mindset of fear and scarcity. The videocast that I wanted to share with you today is a thematic that may sound infantile in nature, but it's very germane, very important for all our lives, and that is making your wishes come true. If you think about this, the concept of making our wishes come true may sound like a relic of an infantile desire, but it carries heavy weight in our here and now. This videocast is aiming at setting in motion the necessary steps to make our wishes come true through the diligent laying of clear goals, planning strategically, and taking action with a positive mindset. You're probably thinking, why is, again, Dr. Alva thinking about this particular point? Because it's one that pops up on a regular basis. Oftentimes, patients ask about how it is that they might be able to accomplish different things that they've set before them. So I thought it might not be a bad idea to go through a step-by-step on how to achieve making our wishes come true. The first thing that we obviously want to do is identify what those wishes and goals are. And whether short term or long term, or personal or professional, being as specific and realistic about what we want is the very first step that we need to obviously define. In previous videocasts, I've talked about this mnemonic of being smart. And what SMART means is that it's a way of setting goals by being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So if we think of that mnemonic of SMART, it'll set us in such a way that we actually have these particular steps in front of us. This will, in essence, provide us with a roadmap for reaching our wishes. Now, it's critical that we create a plan of action, and breaking goals down into smaller, manageable tasks is one way of getting things going. Developing milestones, deadlines, and the steps needed to achieve our goals are probably phenomenal ways of considering how we might create digestible morsels that we can be working in a steady fashion with. When we prioritize our goals, that helps us rank our goals based on importance and urgency. When we focus on one goal at a time, that helps add clarity and avoids the feeling of being overwhelmed, which is one of the things that oftentimes dashes our desire that we've set before ourselves. Visualizing and affirming our wishes is a very important thing. When we repeat positive affirmations and when we reinforce our belief in our ability to make them come true, well, they're ultimately going to be more plausible or doable. Developing a positive mindset is one thing that we've talked about in abundance. When we replace self-doubt with confidence, we are obviously going to be faring better. If we surround ourselves with supportive and optimistic individuals, that will also help buffer whatever negative things are going on in our periphery. And by taking consistent action, this is really important because even if progress seems slow, each step that you take brings you closer to your wishes. And by staying persistent and committed to the process, that ultimately dictates that we will succeed. Adapting and learning from setbacks is another very important thing. If we expect and embrace challenges along the way, that'll help us learn from our failures, adapt our strategies, and view setbacks as learning experience that ultimately help propel us forward. By seeking knowledge and skills, that then means that we are taking a very proactive approach in taking courses or reading books or attending workshops and continuously educating ourselves because that will enhance our effectiveness down the road. By the way, there's another very important thing, that is networking and collaborating. When you build a network of like-minded individuals, or maybe seek out a mentor that can provide you with guidance, advice, that'll offer additional opportunities that might be related to that wish that you've made for yourself and make it more of a reality. Now, collaboration, keep in mind, can amplify your efforts. And the other key thing is we need to be patient and we need to persevere. There's a nice adage that goes along these lines. Rome was not built in one day. And that amazing empire obviously took a long time to build, but once it was, obviously it was the leader of the known world. And when we think of achieving something that's relevant, well, it takes time and persistence. By staying patient and persevering through challenges, we stay true to our goals. Another key thing that sometimes people miss out on is celebrating milestones. When we are celebrating a milestone, we do so with the provision, that motivation, and reminders of how far we've come that help reinforce the fact that we are well on way. And one of the key tenets that we always touch on with these video casts is expressing gratitude. It fosters a positive outlook and attracts more positive experiences. Ultimately, if we stay committed to our self care, that means that we're taking care of our physical, our mental, and our emotional well being. And as a physician, I can't stress enough the fact that sometimes people just focus in on one thing when in reality it's the whole totality that needs to be taken into notion. So, a healthy, balanced lifestyle equips us with the energy and the resilience needed to pursue our wishes. Ultimately, as you can see, that initiation of that almost infantile thought of making our wishes come true is actually something that is readily achievable. Making our wishes come true will require dedication, it will require effort, and ultimately it will require belief in ourselves. But our abundance and gratitude mindset will help in keeping us focused, flexible, and continuing to push forward until, in fact, those wishes that we've set before us do become a reality. I thank you for joining us on the Gus Alva perspective on this thematic of making our wishes come true. Thank you for joining us.